this was the first time a woman's made a table since 1995. So that was the year
Crazy.
that he's referring to. So this is the 9.
Yeah,
Who's the
definitely
person
not
that
a
you know?
fan. Definitely not a fan of the far right masked up guy.
All right, dude. We are back from summer vacation, and I'm not really crazy about my radio voice when I do it. So let's go it again. 3, 2, 1. Butter me up like a biscuit. Cover me up in butter, slather me in syrup, and lick me up, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, our man J.C. Templeton has returned from the World Series of Poker. Welcome back.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
dude.
you. I'm also on 4 hours sleep because I was watching the main event coverage last night.
Yeah, definitely weren't planning it, I'll tell you that much.
Well, we didn't have anything planned today, right? So,
dude, I feel like this is sort of the biggest event of the year, obviously.
every
in
year,
poker.
the main event is the biggest poker tournament in the world. It gets the biggest field for the biggest buy-in.
So for us, it's like, I feel like in stand-up, there's these massive comedy festivals, you know, like Skankfest or Just for Laughs. And these are sort of the things where it's like every single comic goes, and it's sort of like,
Same with poker.
Are you just like running into old friends that you grew up playing with the whole time?
Pretty much every single poker player on the planet is either in Vegas or trying to get to Vegas during the summer at some point to either play a tournament or to play cash. It's just thousands and thousands of poker players. Every time you get in like an Uber or taxi, they're like, "Oh, you here for poker?" Because they're all not American. The drivers, yeah.
Because you ordered the Uber the Uber Black.
That was
They
super
know why you're there.
racist. There's like there's always an accent.
Yeah. There's
Yeah,
no accent
it's
on the
just
Waymo, let me tell you that much.
The entire city is filled with poker players. This year, the main event drew 9,700 people.
Holy shit.
And every single person put down $10,000 to play. First place is $10 million, and they just made the final 9. They just solidified the final table last night, and one of my old friends that I've known in poker for a long time made the final table.
So this year, 9 people at the final table. Of those 9, how many are guys that you've never seen before, and how many are people where you're like, oh, that's a fucking savage?
There's a bunch of people I haven't seen before. But then there also a lady made the final table, which is kind of historic.
Really?
Yeah, she's gonna have the biggest cash for any woman in the main event. She's already guaranteed $1 million. Margette's, she's Spanish. There she is.
Wow.
Very attractive. Intelligent. She's got it going on. She had a really deep run in the main event like 15 years ago too. She's been a pro for a long time.
And so no woman has ever made the final table before.
No. The best finish from a woman is 5th place, but it was decades ago when there was like 300 people in the tournament.
Yeah, so
I think this is a way bigger accomplishment to make the final table in like the modern age.
So for those that don't know, I was looking at a Doug Polk video that he made ranking all the World Series winners.
Okay.
And around like the early 2000s, the Chris Moneymaker era, where poker started getting televised and really popular in the U.S., like the number of entrants like tripled between like 03 and 04.
That was the initial poker boom.
Yeah, so the game has gotten massive.
They call it the Moneymaker effect. Poker skyrocketed after everyone watched an accountant win millions of dollars at the World Series.
What a perfect name for a World Series of Poker winner.
Yeah.
Chris Moneymaker.
I played with him a few times.
Good guy?
As far as I know. I don't know him personally that well, but he was nice at the table.
So wait, let's scroll. Brandon, do us a favor, scroll back up to that. By the way, Brandon did highlight that this was the first time a woman's made a table since 1995. So that was the year that he's referring to. So this is the 9.
Yeah,
who's the
definitely
person
not
that you
a
know?
fan. Definitely not a fan of the far right masked up guy.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good for TV.
Just based on look, or just based?
Well,
do you know him personally?
Who is he? Who is that man? No, I have no idea who he is.
So which one of these guys is your boy?
My buddy Michael Mizrachi, they call him the Grinder. He's in the black shirt, one off the far left.
Okay.
Yeah,
He plays at the Lodge too, right?
No. He's from Florida. So he comes from a huge poker family. They're very famous in the poker world. They all three brothers play World Series events. They have tons of bracelets. Michael just won his 4th Players Championship this year, which is historic. And now he's made the final table of the main event, which is just, I mean, he's having a summer. He's having a great summer.
Yeah, man. I mean, so I was watching a video of Daniel Negreanu talking about the main event, and I've seen you kind of like echo some of the same things that he's said about the main event, where Daniel's talked about it, and he said that like a lot of people are playing to get in the money, right?
Yeah.
And then a lot of people are playing to win. And if you're playing to win, you can get a sizable advantage on the people that are just playing for money. Because, for example, in most poker tournaments or in most cash games, how you play every hand determines how much money you make. And in the World Series of Poker, there's a cutoff line between in and out of the money. So you going all in on a hand, it's not just about the numerical odds of you winning that hand. If you make it another 15 minutes, it could be the difference of tens of thousands of dollars.
Sure.
So in the past, you've said like, okay, I am not playing to, make the money cut. I'm playing to win. I'm playing to make the final table. Was that still the case this year? Like, what was the attitude you were going in with?
This year was not too focused on the main event.
Mm-hmm.
I've never had a winning summer in my life in Vegas, so I really focused on cash games and trying to actually make money in the city of Las Vegas for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And then I max late reg the main event on day 2, the second day 2.
Explain what that means.
That means like there is a point where the tournament is closing down registration. So the main event is a very unique tournament. It has 2 day 2s because of the amount of people that they have to handle. So there's this year day 2A was on Sunday, and the last day 2 was on Monday.
So why isn't there like a day 1A and 1B?
There's day 1A, there's day 1B, C, D.
Okay.
I think there's 4 day 1s.
And then like half the people get eliminated by day 2.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, around that.
So it's a pretty substantial and aggressive cut.
I believe the first 3 days all play day 2A, and then the last day 1, day 1D, is always the biggest field, and they all play on day 2B.
So a lot of guys that are like grinders that are trying to make a ton of money, I guess normally before the big poker boom, you're playing 8 days in a row. You're not sleeping very well. For this, it sounds like you got a couple days of rest up top.
It depends on when you register and how you plan it out. Like if you play day 1A and you make day 2, you get, I think, 2 or 3 days of rest. If you play day 2C, then you might not get any day. You might not get a day of rest if you make day 2, because it'll be the next day.
You're saying you late regged and then
I max late reg. Yeah, I registered with like 2 hours left in registration before they were closing the tournament down, because I was playing cash all week, and my focus wasn't the main event this year, and it kind of showed. I didn't play particularly great and kind of punted off a big stack. Cash and tournaments are so different, and it's such a different mindset, especially the main. And so, but I had a great summer. I had a lot of fun, and I met a lot of great people, and the cash games, if you can get into the private ones, they're great. They're fun. They've got tons of characters. Like, I've never really had fun playing cards in Vegas. It's usually a disaster where it's just.
So this is like a small, completely different thing, right? But the closest comedy example I can think of is like when Moon Tower comes to town. There's all of these like comics that are doing shows at the Paramount and stuff, and there's people that are literally doing shows at the Moody Center, right?
Yeah.
So that's like the main event. But then sort of off the beaten path, there's like, all right, Black Rabbit's doing these shows, and some guy that's here to play Moon Tower, even though in the comedy example, it is technically a violation of a contract to play any show that's not on your schedule. Poker, I'm sure it's completely different. You do whatever the fuck you want. You paid the fee. You do whatever. But for that, I'm sure it's like, okay, there's all these games in Vegas where there's people that are there to play the main event that are also just kind of popping in, doing these little ones.
Yeah.
And that's where you can really make some money.
Yeah. But if you're not connected into the private game scene, it's kind of miserable because you have everyone's there to make money. And a lot of them are basement dwellers is a word you could use, but they're like nitty pros that come to town to sit down and they play, 10 hours of cash a day. They don't talk to anybody. They have headphones and sunglasses and hoodie on, or they're just not social people. And the games are extremely tight and boring, and you just it's awful. It's not a good experience if you just hop around.
It's not like some of the other cash games that I followed you to where people are fucking, it's all palling around having a good
friends,
time.
Yeah, it's friends. Like you have to like pass some kind of vibe check where you're fun to be around and you're not an uptight prick. But yeah, for the majority of like the public games, they're very nitty and just not fun to play. It's just people grinding out an hourly. Fortunately, because of some friends I have, I got right into the private games this summer, and I felt like I was at home. Like,
are these kind of like off strip? These are not at a casino.
No, they're on strip. They're at casinos.
Oh wow!
But the lists are handled by the game runners, and they're controlled. So you have to be invited, and you can't just sign up for the game. You have to be invited. And the games it felt like I was in Texas, it was like it was a home game feel. Everyone was cool. Everyone was talking. They play different games to force action, to make you play hands. So if you play tight, you get punished, which creates a fun environment. And I mean,
and everybody a lot of people do play super tight in the main event, I'm sure, right?
Oh yeah. And then if you play public cash games on the strip, like or any of the casinos, you're gonna be playing with the majority of people that are just playing like a super tight range, that are just trying to eke out their hotel stay or their hourly. It's misery.
Yeah. So I mean, is there a sort of comedy parallel on that too, where let's say you have this super tight cash game, right, where we decide, okay, it's 8 people at every table, it's 2 tables, right, 16 people are invited, that's it. Is it a drop-in type of thing where, for example, if we have the lineup at Black Rabbit, right, and for whatever reason Jerry Seinfeld walks through the door, Jerry Seinfeld's playing, right, so like let's say you've got the 16 close homies, you guys are playing a cash game. If Negreanu shows up and he's like, hey, just dropping in, can he sit down at a game like that?
I mean, he's a very respected professional, so I mean potentially, but yeah. So what you're talking about is, and it did happen multiple times. I got picked up for a VIP. So the game is private. Whoever's running the game decides who plays and who doesn't, and then if someone shows up that is extremely good for the quality of the game, like let's say they have
Chris Moneymaker or something.
Maybe.
All right, not going. Whichever one you're.
It's typically like recreational businessmen. So guys with tons of money that are gonna show a lot of gamble.
Whales.
You can call them a bunch of different things. VIP is usually the term, the terminology that is appreciated. But yeah, like so. I think there's once or twice this summer where I'm playing in the game, and because I'm kind of like the new guy, and I would be considered maybe like a reg, like, or like maybe a pro, depending on who you ask. They would ask me to put my chips in a rack and sit out and let the business guy come in, which is completely reasonable. I've done it in a game that I've hosted before. It's just a part of the
allegedly.
It's just a part of the ecosystem, and so I think they run a great game, and
so in that case, it's kind of the exact opposite of stand-up, where it's like we're letting somebody in not because they're fucking filthy at stand-up, they're famous. It's like, no, we're letting this guy in because it's a good chance for the homies to potentially eat in this situation.
Yeah, I mean, they're trying to make the best game possible.
Mm-hmm.
So it is like stand-up where, you know, a professional comedian will make the show better.
Yeah.
Sure. And I would say the equivalent of like a public game in Vegas to like a comedy reference would be like going to like a small, like unassuming show at like, let's say a dive bar, and all the comics are like really uptight and assholes and taking it way too serious.
Yeah.
And that would be like playing a public 2-5 at, whatever casino on the Strip during the World Series, where it's just like, golly, this is not fun. You're playing with like 6 European professionals who are not talking.
You're in a green room and everybody's on their fucking phone getting ready. You're doing what I do before some of the sets where I'm doing fucking Wim Hof in the corner and everyone's getting annoyed at me. It's like, hey man, it's an open mic. Fucking relax.
But yeah, I mean, I talked to a couple players this summer about that exact thing, like the difference between private and public cash, and I get it. I mean, when you're trying to play poker for a living, and you start coming up, all the games you're playing are public, and you are fighting for every dollar. Like the last thing you want to do is give somebody an advantage or give them an edge anywhere. So like you're super locked in, you're focused, you're trying to do this for a living. But the social aspect just completely goes out the window because you're trying to grind out every edge possible, and you don't want to give up a dollar to these random people. But then as you get into like the social side of poker and the private game scene, it's not about eking out every edge. It's about building relationships.
It's about being a good hang
and being enjoyable to play with.
Yeah.
And if you can't give up an edge and call with 8-6 offsuit, some guy's raised because he's wanting to play every hand, so play some hands with him.
So it's like the that guy that we saw on the right when we were looking at the photo of the main event, right? That dude with the bandana on.
Yeah, he's not getting into a private game.
No, and let's say every game he's got that and the sunglasses and the fucking headphones, right?
Yeah,
and
do you want to play with that?
And you go, okay, this is great. Like this guy, it has an edge in these tournaments that anyone can register in because nobody can read him. Everybody like, that's fucking amazing. But then you invite him over to some private game and he's fully, ninja'd out in this whole outfit. And you're like, great, man. We have people that are here to hang out and you are actively scaring the shit out of them. And you need to get the fuck out of here.
There's actually a live stream in Austin that I play that one of the regulars wears a mask. And he won't take it off.
Like a COVID mask or a...
Kind of, I think, yeah.
Is it for COVID or is it for an edge?
It's to hide... I think this is what he said. It's to hide facial expressions and tells.
And you're like, great, do that in the World Series of Poker. We're at my fucking house.
Do it in a public game. Don't
we're
don't
not
do
at
it on
anyone's house. We're at a...
Don't do it on a live stream.
Yeah. Like this is for entertainment, guy.
People are trying to watch you,
But on the other end, like I guess
Haxton does it too. He had a deep run in the main event this year.
Bro, so those like by the way, that's Hellmuth on the left. Dude, have you seen the picture of Phil Hellmuth winning the main event in '89? Like what he looks like?
Yeah, he's a child.
It's fucking I didn't know.
Was he like 24?
I was looking at him. I was like, that guy looks familiar. I thought it was, look at him. Look at him.
He's a baby.
He's a young buck, man. That's such a great photo. Holy shit. Yeah, man. That's fucking awesome. All right. So these like, you said this year the tournament was not the main focus, right? But still, take me through it. Landing in Vegas. It's tournament week. What's the schedule? What are we doing?
I first thing I did is I went to Aria and I had some friends playing cash there, and they kind of introduced me to the guys that are running the games, and so I immediately just started playing cash.
Yeah. By the way, the total like similar thing with the playing relax and like being a good hang, right? There's a lot of people that I know in stand up that they are insistent on like writing all the time. They don't go out. They don't really have these like real life experiences. I have a friend of mine who we both know personally, and one time I invited him to go to the gym, and we worked out, and then when we went in the sauna, which is the most like relaxed, hang out, have a good time, he brought his notebook into the sauna and started writing in it the whole time that we were there. And I'm like, dude, fucking...
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, the number one thing that you could do for yourself here is relax. And I'm thinking about this, and I'm like, okay, with stand-up, like, yeah, you obviously want to go out, you want to do really well, but there's some people that take it so seriously that they're not fun to be around.
Yeah.
The reason I got the don't tell thing is because I went and did a don't tell. I drank 3 glasses of wine before I went on because it was at a wine bar. Then I met a bunch of people that were affiliated with the show. I was like, hey, let's get a beer after this. We went to a dive bar. We sat around and drank until 1 a.m.
Yeah.
And then it turned out that the guy that I was drinking with was one of the directors of the entire Don't Tell National brand. And he's like, you're the fucking man. Do you want to work for us?
Yeah.
They hadn't.
If you were in your notebook the whole night.
I got that opportunity because I was running around getting fucked up and having fun and being a good hang. And the thing was, it was like, I didn't go out and hang out with this guy because I thought he was some bigwig at Don't Tell. I went and hung out with him because it's just what I wanted to fucking do.
Yeah.
And if you're the guy that's like, oh, I have to get as many sets in as I can tonight, and I have to crush on all of them, and I have to show up and be prepared and listen. Yeah. You should do all of those things.
You didn't have to smoke crack with him, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that wasn't necessary.
But I'm running us off the rails a little bit. So we get there. You land at the World Series. What day are you getting in? What day is the tournament starting?
I flew in at the end of June, like June 26th or 7th. I was in North Carolina at a cousin's wedding, and then I flew straight from North Carolina to Vegas. I had some crazy sessions, man. One of the days I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. This happens to me.
Literally or figuratively?
Figuratively. Okay. Just like
I pictured
from
you
time
like
to time.
Out and you
no, from time to time.
I woke up in
just
Brandon's bed.
I mean, this happens to all poker players, I think. But like you just wake up and something's a little off, and you get to the table, and you're like, oh boy, like this might not be good. Like for some reason, I sat down, and I was feeling very frisky and very aggressive and maybe just not really content. I lost $50,000 in 20 minutes. Oh. I've sat down, and a few of the guys at the table, like I had some not beef with, but like some competitive juices flowing with. They're friends of mine, but also I've played a lot of poker with them throughout the years, and I just felt like, all right, no, like I'm gonna dominate. And that is not a good mindset. Like you should let the cards kind of come to you more so than be like, I'm going to crush this guy, because you can't force the issue. And I tried to force the issue, and within 20 minutes I was down $50K. So
that wanting to crush thing in poker, there's just sometimes where there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, it's much better to sit down and let the situations arise naturally. And I mean, letting the cards come to you is a good way of explaining it. So, and yeah, in the beginning of a session, I think it's also just better to more just take information in instead of trying to like assert dominance right away. Kind of like feel out the players for the day. How is everyone playing? Tight, loose. But I came in there just for some reason that morning, just a little like angry. I don't know why. And was literally just stuck immediately, $50K. And then I played for 13 hours. And I think I ended up losing. So I was down 50 in 20 minutes, and I lost 67,000 that day, 66,000. So the next 12 hours, I lost 16K.
Here comes the streak of us Losing on the summers in Vegas.
Yeah, well, I started the summer up. I had a small loss the first day, and then I won like 30K the next day, and then I think I won like 10 or 12K the next 2 days. So I think I was up 50-ish. Felt great. Never been up in the city before. I'm like, oh, I'm up 50,000. This is great. And then I just torch myself, and I lose like 60, 66 the fourth or fifth day, and I'm like right back to like even or stuck a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But we regrouped, and we had like a big comeback the last session of the summer.
Yeah, you said you went on an absolute heater at the end. Won like $100,000 or something, right?
The last session I played, it was kind of the complete opposite. I sat down and I felt very comfortable, felt very relaxed, and played some crazy hands, made some really good calls. I was up like 35,000 real quick in the session within like an hour or two.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had some things not go my way, and I went back down to even. And then I moved tables. They had 2 tables running, and then they combined to 1. So we combined to 1, and I was about even. And then I kind of just went like, I blacked out. I went into a zone and started hitting a lot of cards. Made a really big call down versus this guy Charlie, who I met. He's from South Florida. Awesome dude.
Mm-hmm.
Made a big call down with him with tens in like a 60K pot, and I was right. He was bluffing. And then I one-outed this kid for like another 50K pot a few hours later, and I ended up winning like 70.
Damn. Fucking day, dude.
Yeah,
So
I played the main event the next day. And I think this is also another.
So you play all these games leading up. So you say you landed on the 26th. What day does the tournament start?
I played the main starts like on July 2nd, but I didn't. I waited till the last day one, which was like the July 7th. Yeah, so I think I played day 2 on July 7th. So I'd already been there almost 2 weeks.
Wow. So you had a whole 5K day gap between 2 and 7.
Yeah. So like on the 6th, I win like 70 playing. This is also another thing that went into. This is not a good mindset. So
Brandon, the calendar is actually immensely helpful because there's so many dates being thrown.
I got you. I wasn't going to put it in for the listeners, but I'll add it in.
So I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, yeah, there's so many dates being thrown.
This was awful for my mindset. I sat down in the main event and I looked at the payout structure, and there's thousands and thousands of people left. And I'm like, oh, I just made 100th place money yesterday. Like I would have to get top 100 in the main event, which is so hard to do. You have to make like day 7.
So one in like how many
day
people are in the
6,
event?
day 7.
Like 10,000. So
yeah. It's a lottery ticket.
Yeah.
And so like in my mind, like this is an impossible feat. And then I just didn't play with any patience and punted it off.
Shit happens.
Yeah.
So okay,
there's always next year.
So break me down. You said you weren't really like that jazzed on the main event this year. What's like the what was the day that it fell apart?
Oh, it was right away. I entered day 2 and then later that night I busted out.
Wow. Okay.
I went to Vegas this year with 0 expectations, and it ended up being the most fun and profitable summer I've ever had.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, winning $5 would be the most profitable summer I've ever had. So that's not that hard to do. But yeah, I went with 0 expectations, and I mixed a little bit of relaxation and fun in with playing, and it was enjoyable. Like I didn't feel any stress like the previous summers. You know, like I maybe took it a little bit too serious and tried a little too hard. And this summer was it was relaxing. It just felt more like I was home playing my normal game.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I think yeah, if you're focused on the cash games, that makes a ton of sense because like you said, the main event, trying to win it there is a lottery ticket. You could play really well and just like some sort of variance is going to come and just fuck you up at some point.
So the main game I played it's called Table 1. It's run by Justin Young and a guy named Art. And they're doing something pretty special, I think. The environment and the community that they're forming is awesome.
Make poker fun again. Okay, hell yeah.
Yeah, that's them.
So how do they make poker fun? Everyone wins.
It's
we give everyone.
It's
$10,000.
it's a vibe check. Like, are you enjoyable to play with?
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to give action? Or are you just going to sit there and play 20% of hands and not talk? Okay, well maybe this game's not for you. Are you going to bullshit and be enjoyable to lose to and be enjoyable to win? Or are you going to lose a big pot and complain? It's all the private game stuff that
But it's mainstream and it's above board, so it's
yeah. It's great. They're doing the poker community a big service in Vegas.
Back in the poker boom, games were electric, full of action, energy, and people who played to have fun. Parentheses, thanks Chris Moneymaker. Hell yeah. Was Chris Moneymaker fun to play against? Or are they being tongue-in-cheek there?
Maybe a little tongue-in-cheek. I mean, he's a nice guy. He's salt of the earth kind of guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sick. Hell yeah. New School Pro. Entitlement. I deserve good action. Where's the soft spot? What's the right back? Okay, so these are supposed to be like just for fun games.
Oh, they're high stakes.
Okay.
It's all relative. So it's like, if you're a Chinese billionaire, then it's just fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense, dude.
But they're playing high. I mean, the buy-ins, I think the minimum buy-in's 10,000 and they're playing 100. So yeah, I mean, you can win or lose six figures in their game pretty fast. But it is way more about personality and what you bring to the table besides how you play cards.
So give me a rundown on what's going down in the main event right now. You said you watched it until 4 a.m. last night. Is anybody standing out? Do you like anybody in particular?
The grinder's crushing, dude. He's unstoppable. He's gotten down to he was down to like 3 big blinds, I think, yesterday at the early point, and now I think he's chip leading the final table, which is insane. Let's see.
What's his name? Michael
Mizrachi. So he's second in chips.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Let's go. I've
So
done some partying
Americans.
I've partied
UK.
with him in Miami before.
Good party or what?
Oh man, they know how to have fun. His brothers won multiple bracelets too. Their whole family's just really.
This is that Brandon Dunaway guy's from Texas too. Do you know him?
I do not know.
Midland. It's nowhere near here, right?
I think it's in Midland.
Well, you know what they say though? They're like, we're in Central Texas, and then you look at a map of Texas, and we are not in Central. Okay, 300.
5 hours.
That's the funny thing about Texas is you're like, oh, he's like a fellow Texan. He's near us. And then like someone can be in Texas and be the same distance that it is between like New York and North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it's like
He's a big old boy.
Really?
He's a big old country boy. Yeah.
Well, thank God I'm a country boy. So you're at the final table. There's 9 people left. How long is it going to take for that to run out and get to the end?
So they get a day off today.
Mm-hmm.
And then coverage will start back tomorrow. Usually, I think in years past, what they do is they play down from 9 to 3, 4 or 3, whatever time. I mean, they have to end the day at some point. So they're gonna be playing. I guess they'll start tomorrow around 1:30 or something, but they'll play. It'll take forever. Because no one's wanting to bust. Everyone's playing super tight and conservative. Everyone has a lot of chips, I think, at this point. So it's gonna be like 2, 3, 4 in the morning before they're down to like 4 or 5 players or 3 or 4 players, and then they'll stop and then they'll come back the following day with I think typically 3 or 4 people left, and then they'll play down to a winner.
Did you like grow up watching the World Series?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, do you remember like around when you started? Was there any player that stuck out to you growing up?
I mean, I watched Michael play high stakes poker before I even met him. So that's the cool thing about the poker industry is it's pretty small. Like if you play poker long enough, you pretty much meet everyone that you've seen on TV or like all your idols. And so yeah, I grew up I'm 34. So 17 years ago is when I started watching poker on TV. I was about 17.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, the guys that stuck out back then were Patrick Antonius, Michael Mizrachi, Daniel Negreanu was playing a bunch. Elliot Lesra was always on high stakes poker. But yeah, like all those guys. Ivy.
Do you have a like a favorite World Series winner?
Joe Cata. Joe Cata pops in my mind.
He's pull up a Joe Cata for us. If you
I
don't
think he was the youngest winner.
Joe Cata.
And I got to play with him in tournaments throughout the years. He's a really nice guy.
Oh wow. Okay. So what year did he win?
He's from I guess he's from Detroit, I think.
It's crazy. Yeah, he's got the Michigan hat and everything on.
He won in 2009.
09.
And then 2 years ago, Daniel Weinman.
At 21, becoming the youngest winner.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Okay.
He 2-outed a guy on the final table, I think with deuces. You got to get lucky.
I mean, that seems to be what happens to everyone, right? Like anyone that wins the tournament or like busts early, you have everyone I know that's played in that tournament that has some sort of that doesn't win, which is everyone I know that's played in that tournament, you lose on some crazy statistical anomaly every time because
it is a lottery ticket. You're buying a lottery ticket.
Yeah.
It's the amount of mines that you have to avoid to make it to the final table.
Because if you think about it, because of how much poker is playing, like a 1 in 100 chance is going to happen to you at some point in the tournament.
Yeah, I mean you're getting the money in hundreds and hundreds of times with, the odds being, let's say you have a 40% chance of winning or 60% chance of winning. Like you do that over and over and over and over for 7 days, 8 days.
Yeah, so
it's really tough not to lose. It's really tough not to lose.
1 in 100 odds are going to happen dozens of times.
It's really hard to lose or to win all those.
Mm-hmm. That's why it's so fucking crazy, man. I like it. Every single time we've pulled him up, he's had some sort of different Michigan-related hat on. Seen Detroit Tigers
and
Michigan,
then
Lions.
Another one that sticks out is Daniel Weinman 2 years ago. I think he grew up a golfer as well, but he almost quit poker and then he ended up winning the biggest tournament in the world. There he is.
He won 2023. Wow.
I think that was the biggest field ever.
Okay. Yeah, post-COVID, just everything's heating up. People are getting really into it. The economy's on fire.
He almost quit.
Daniel Weinman, baby.
And then he won it all. He was he's really close friends with like a lot of top players.
Mm-hmm.
And he never really had the like the big success or the big score that a lot of his friends had. And so like his confidence was wavering a bit. He always had the ability, but he talked about this in an interview, like struggling with the confidence, and then I mean he played incredible, and a few things went right for him late in the tournament, and he fucking won the whole thing. I think it was 12 million, right?
Yeah,
12 million.
Insane.
Fuck, man. Should we break down one like iconic World Series hand or something?
I think this is a pre-flop war spot where they get in a bit of a raising war here. I'm not sure of the position, but I'm sure that's in play here. Sayot might be in like late position.
Sayot's got queens.
Let's see.
Kata's got twos.
Saud with a re-raise to 5 3/4 million.
So it's open. Saud 3 bets queens to 5.7, and now it's on Kata. It seems like there's like some dynamic between these guys, like an aggressive tone. Like maybe that they've been battling each other really hard this tournament or this past day, because typically like you don't really play deuces that strong, or what he's about to do. So I think Saud might have gotten his head a little bit that he was pushing him around.
Are these the only two guys left at the table, or is
No.
Okay.
No. So let's play it.
Joe Cata.
Come on.
He just ships it.
All in.
Carter.
Antoine does make the call to Cata at risk, and an embarrassed Joe Cata shows his deuces.
So he gets it all in pretty much dead.
Here's the flop.
Oh.
Deuce for Cata. He gets the set.
This is fate. That's destiny.
Cata now in dominating positions. He's a tray on the turn. He keeps the lead.
He was meant to win that tournament.
Here we go.
So at this point, the only thing that could beat him is a queen.
Yeah, the only thing that he can lose to is the last two queens.
So Saud's playing for queen.
Now, with no chips, he keeps coming back, and now he's about to become the chip leader. Cata needs to dodge a queen to double up.
River card is a 6, and yet another big
So,
flop for
damn.
Joe Cata.
Pause it. So I believe his raise pre-flop was like 2.6. So I'm assuming the big blind was around 1 million or 1.2 million. Back in the day when this was being played, solvers were not a thing. So GTO was not really out. Like game theory optimal plays, people weren't studying them. This is an absolute torch, I'm pretty sure now. I don't study.
What do you mean
a
by
bunch of
torch?
Like it's a big punt. Like it's a disastrous play.
Yeah, you should not
to
be
get
going
in
all
to
in
get
on
in
twos.
40. I think he gets in close to 35, 40 big blinds with deuces. Like now that people are studying solvers and GTO, I don't think the computer would ever do that.
Never.
I think it's way too many big blinds, and then you have ICM pressure. Like you're trying to ladder. The only thing that matters in tournaments is the amount of money you make. So like outlasting the other people is extremely important.
So you're not
So
going all in on
You're not
twos.
going all in. Yeah, I don't think the computer really likes going all in with deuces for over 35 big blinds. I could be wrong. but-
Outwit, outplay, outlast.
I
This
th-
is Survivor.
Yeah, what I'm saying is Joe Cata 2025, I don't think he would ever do that. So he got it all in dead and for a massive pot in a massive spot, and he hits the 2-outer and ends up winning the whole tournament.
God damn.
Is this what you were kind of talking about though with the World Series, where there's all these like variations and it's truly a lottery ticket because like no one should go all in on twos, but then shit like that happens and you
This
win
is
on
chance. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, that's the luck.
Yeah, anytime I talk to someone that's played in the tournament and they talk about them losing, it's like they're not the guy with twos. They're the guy with queens.
Yeah.
And they're like,
Yeah.
I mean, a couple of years ago, I was both guys.
Yeah,
So
tell what happened a couple years ago.
a couple of years ago, on day 2, towards the end of day 2, I got in a spot where it was a big stack opened, and then a 20 big blind stack shoved all in. 3-bet shoved all in for 20 big blinds. And I woke up with queens with about 35 big blinds. And queen, that's an obvious like
Go for it.
reshove spot. Yeah, because you're going to dominate the range of the 20 big blinds. They're going to be shoving ace queens, jacks, 10s. They could be reshoving 9s, maybe ace king off. But like it's just an obvious reshove spot. So I reshove. The original raiser, who just had me barely covered, had aces. So I got it in dead. The middle stack that shoved the 20 big blinds had ace queen. So it's aces, ace queen, and I have queen. So I have 1 queen left in the deck. This is at the end of day 2. The flop comes out queen high. I hit 1 out. and I basically I knock out the guy with ace queen, and the guy with aces is down to like nothing, and then he's out within a few hands. And he was a solid professional. He did nothing wrong.
Doing exactly what you should
got
be
it
doing.
in with,
Going
got
all
it,
in with aces.
Yeah, got it all in with aces,
Pre-flop.
and I won out at him. And then 2 days later, right before the money, I get 3 outed, right before cashing. So like you're both people all the time in tournaments. You're the guy sucking out, and you're the guy getting sucked out on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't help it. Just it will happen.
Yeah.
So wait, what was the other end of it? You said the queens. You got fucking.
I one outed the guy, and then right before the money, I got it in with ace jack versus ace deuce, and the guy hit the deuce. It happens. Yeah, it goes both ways.
It happens all the time. There's one thing that I definitely wanted to ask you. We were talking about sort of how this is a gathering of basically all the poker players in the world, and there's all these people that you're psyched to see. Is there anybody that you're not psyched to see? Do you have any poker enemies or anybody that you're like, oh, fuck, that guy's going to be there?
Yeah, maybe a couple guys. There might be 2 or 3 characters out there that I'm not too stoked to see. But typically, like, if...
Did you see them?
No.
Okay,
No.
so you avoided them. It's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah, but I mean those characters are. It's not like a one-off thing. The people in the poker community, if they owe people money or they wrong somebody, they never just wrong one person or owe one person.
Yeah.
It's always a tree. It's like there's so many branches. They've fucked so many people. They've taken so many people's money. So
Well,
like
that guy's got to be if you're the person that's taking a bunch of people's money, it might be that you're a piece of shit, but it also might be that this person's just got a bad.
A guy just won a huge tournament at the World Series for 1.1 million, and there are not good stories about this guy.
Really?
Like in the poker community, this is allegedly. I'm gonna state it because I don't know firsthand, but I have it on good authority that this guy took backers' money, and said he signed up for tournaments to play with the backers' money, and then never signed up for the tournaments. So just pocketed the money, allegedly. Also stealing funds. Yeah, like just stealing people's cash. And then he just won a tournament for 7 figures. Kind of crazy. And then my buddy, one of my good friends, David DiBernardi, got to the final table of event and got 5 outed for over $100,000 in equity, probably. Yeah. Poker's not fair. No, it doesn't care. It doesn't care who you are. Apparently you can be, a thief and just sun run and win, $1 million.
Well, there was a guy that you were talking about.
Allegedly.
That guy that you said was a professional baccarat player. The guy with the fast tattoos, the face tattoos and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, where he's like a baccarat coach or he plays on behalf of
a professional baccarat player.
And I saw him. He's got a podcast with like some porn star now that's blowing up. And he's talking like crypto and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I don't know any of these people. So this is all
just things we've heard through the grapevine.
Yeah.
Not Phil Ivey. But that would be funny if Phil Ivey got a bunch of.
I think his name
tattoos.
is Mickey.
Mickey, yeah.
Mickey, yeah. Maybe he's a nice guy, but if he is taking people's money to play baccarat, then that's not a skill game.
No,
that's a game of chance versus the casino, and they're going to have an edge.
All right, so I guess because you were explaining the way that works, it's sort of like blackjack where you play, okay, if you lose and I lose your equity, then you lose the money, but if I win,
what are you talking about?
When he bets other people's money in baccarat, you're telling me it's like when he loses your money, he just gives it to the casino, and when he wins your money,
he takes a piece.
Yeah,
that's called a free roll.
Not good.
There's guys in the sports betting world that do the same thing that have made millions in Vegas, where they're professional sports bettors and they sell picks. So they charge you money to give you sports picks to go gamble with, and they say the picks are really sharp.
Mm-hmm.
It's complete bullshit. If the picks were actually sharp, they would bet them themselves, and they wouldn't tell anyone.
Yeah, it does make sense. All right, well, I guess last question about the tournament. So, you're playing around Austin, Texas. You're playing with people that you know very well. Playing live streams with people you know. Playing private games with people you know. You get to the tournament. You're on one table. I'm sure you don't know everybody at the table well. In some cases, I'm sure you don't know anyone at the table.
Yeah.
Move to another table. It's the same thing. How do you mentally adjust in a game where you are playing with no situational awareness, right? Like you don't know who you're with.
Yeah. Well, it's the same for everyone, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you just try to pick it up on the fly. 2 years ago is when I had a big learning experience sitting down at the table 2 years ago in the main event, and I played from the start, and like all my plays weren't working, and I was getting called all the time, and I was a little confused on like why no one was believing any of my stories. And then I think level 2 is like when it kind of like someone broke the silence and was like, yeah, you're T1000 from the Lodge stream. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, oh, okay.
So everyone just thought
They
you
just
were, like,
they
really
know
good.
if you watch the live stream, I play a lot of hands and I bluff a lot. And so I think multiple people at the table had watched me play before.
And they're just not playing positive you.
They're coming after me.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They're calling me. They're like, this guy's full of shit every hand. I've seen him play before, and I wasn't privy to that information. I didn't know that they knew me.
Dude, so that's got to be so hard where you're going into a situation where a lot of people at the table have context about you.
Well,
it's nothing about them.
It's my fault for not like realizing that people might know my style. And then
because you could also play that to your advantage. And
yeah, exactly.
Once I knew
that, I could change strategy, and I could adjust. But I didn't know that until like the kid was like, "Yeah, we know who you are." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, no wonder like my over bets with bottom pair are not working. Like, and they're calling me with middle pair and top pair." So then, yeah, once I was aware, then I can adjust.
Makes sense. Yeah, man. That's
But yeah, to your point, everyone's on the same playing field. So sitting down at a table where no one knows each other of 9 people, you figure it out on the fly. Everyone has the same things to pay attention to and the same things to figure out. No one knows each other. So it's an even playing field. There's no advantage unless if you do play on stream or televised poker games, then people kind of can study your play.
People study it, figure it out.
But yeah, now I lean on the side of like when I'm at a new table, assuming that the people know my style somewhat.
So, all right, I said that was the last question, but one more. We're talking about this tournament and how this year you felt pretty relaxed. You felt pretty even keel going in.
Yeah.
I think I'm getting better about this, but there's definitely a lot of moments in stand-up where I walk up and I go, holy shit, I'm on stage right now, right? You're like, the thing you've been thinking about all day is happening. You finally sit down to play like the main event, right? And you're like, all right, it's that time of year. It's like Christmas Day. You're like, holy shit, it's Christmas Day. You ever have that thought on Christmas where you go, wow, It's Christmas. That's fucking crazy. Do you have that thought where you're like, all right, it's main event time. Oh my God. Like what is the mental process like?
I used to. Definitely like all the other main events I played, it felt like that. This year it wasn't really my focus and I didn't have many expectations. But I also came into this summer, I've had like a big heater. I've been on a big heater this whole year. And so I would say the equivalent of the run I've been on is kind of like if you went to like a theater. Let's say you you got to open for a big comic, and it was a sold out theater, and you went up and you crushed. You crushed in front of 1,000 people.
That did happen. On Saturday, we did the Georgetown Flood Relief, and I opened up, had maybe the greatest set of my life.
Okay.
It was insane.
So that happens, and then you come back to Austin, and then you do a small show.
And I literally played Narbar that night.
Okay, so how relaxed are you going to feel in a smaller stage or just on any stage after performing well? Like there's, and so vice versa, or like in poker, when you're on a big heater or you've had a big come up, it's very relaxing when you sit down and play poker because things have gone so well. I was talking to somebody about this yesterday. It's a snowball effect. When you're running hot, your confidence skyrockets, and then you're emboldened with the confidence to make big plays and to play even better, and then you win even more. So I think that's what's kind of been happening this year. And then vice versa. I have friends that are on downswings right now. They've been losing for months, and that snowballs in the exact same way, where you're losing money and your confidence is draining.
Well, yeah,
and then you have no confidence to make bold plays. And so you start playing passive and you start playing worse, and then you lose more money, and it's a vicious cycle.
Well, you talked about this earlier where you were talking about playing to crush and like not letting the cards come to you and playing pots that you shouldn't be in and sort of like losing it. I think the exact same thing happens in stand-up where you go, dude, like some nights you just go out and you're like, I need to fucking rip it tonight. And then
you're going to laugh at this.
Yeah, so
okay,
that happened
good
to
luck.
me at I played one of the greatest clubs in the country 2 weeks ago. I played Zany Chicago. And I'd gone up at Comedy Store La Jolla 3 days before that. And I went up at Comedy Store La Jolla after day drinking with my sister for the whole day, and then went on stage and was so fucking relaxed, so chill, and crushed harder than anyone on the show by a wide margin, which is not that impressive because it's all local people. Then I went to Zany Chicago. I got overconfident, and I guess this is a different thing than
you're
what
like,
we're talking
I'm
about.
gonna crush.
I'm the fucking man. And immediately I went on stage
Ate
and
shit.
realized that it wasn't going well. And I listened back to the tape, and it's me just going faster and faster and faster until
Forcing
the
it.
audience is like, the fuck is wrong with this guy? Like, and that's exactly what it is, which is I went in going, at the beginning of the set, I went, I'm going to fucking crush. And as soon as the crush didn't come immediately, I went, and just started running for the fucking hills. But that's that, baby. What do you say? We're a fucking hour?
I know that feeling.
Yeah.
You can't force it.
You can't
cannot
force it at all. We all, I think everybody forces it in something at some point, and you just implode, man.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, in conclusion, I'm gay. Brandon, any thoughts?
You are the gayest person I know. I agree.
Yeah, same.
All right. Well, sick. We did it.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.